A compiler is a software program that read a program written in a source language and translate it into an equivalent program in another language. Equivalent program in another language. The target language has shown in figures. Full stop. The important aspect of the compilation process is to produce diagnostic error message in the source programs. Full stop. Source program. Full stop. The error messages are mainly due to the grammatical mistake done by a programmer. Mistake done by programmer. Compiler. A compiler is a software that read a program written in a source language and translate it into an equivalent program in another language. The target language is shown in the figure. Full stop. The important aspect of the compilation process is to be produce diagnostics error message in the source programs. Full stop. The error messages are mainly due to the grammatical mistake done by the programmer. Compiler source programs in high level language. Compiler target program. Approach to the compiler development approach to the compiler development. Assembly language coding. Cross compiler. Bootstrapping हो गया. There are several approach to compiler development. assembly language assembly language coding. Cross compiler. क्रॉस कंपाइलर हो गया. बूटस्ट्रैप कंपाइलर. फेस ऑफ कंपाइलर. कंपाइलर इज डेवलप थ्रू सर्विकल फेस. फुल स्टॉप. ईच फेस ट्रांसफॉर्म द सोर्स program from one representation to another. A typical compiler consists of three phases: lexical analysis, syntax analysis, और semantic analysis हो गया. A typical compiler consists of three phases: lexical analysis, syntax analysis, or semantic analysis. This synthesize task is usually considered as a code generation, but it is also divided into some other distinct phases like intermediate code generation, and code optimization. Symbol table. Source program. Lexical analysis, syntax analysis, semantic analysis, code generation and optimization. Lexical analysis is the first phase of the compiler. Lexical analysis is the first phase of a compiler. Full stop. Lexical analysis is also called as scanning. Scan a source program from left to the right, character by character, and group him into a token having in a collective meaning. Full stop. If perform two important tasks. Full stop. First, it scan a source program character by character forms left to right and group him into a token. Full stop. Each token or basis synthetics element represent in a logical cohesive sequence of characters such as a identifier. Also called in variable in a keyword variable or keyword. Interaction between the first two phase. Okay. Interaction between the first phase. Syntax analysis or parsing. Okay. Syntax analysis or parsing. Code generation. The final phase of the compiler is the code generation. Final phase The final phase of the compiler is the code generation full stop. The code generator take in input has intermediate representation. Intermediate representation of the source program and produce has a output in equivalent target program. Equivalent target program हो गया code generation phase. Simple table. Source program lexical analysis, token, syntax analysis, parse tree, semantic analysis, parse tree plus data type information, code generation, code optimization. कोड ऑप्टिमाइजेशन हो गया. कोड ऑप्टिमाइजेशन चोम्स्की हायरार्की ऑफ ग्रामर. चोम्स्की हायरार्की ऑफ ग्रामर. चोम्स्की CHOMSKY चोम्स्की हायरार्की ऑफ ग्रामर. चोम्स्की हायरार्की ऑफ ग्रामर टाइप 0 ग्रामर और फेस स्ट्रक्चर ग्रामर. फेस स्ट्रक्चर ग्रामर टाइप 0 ग्रामर is most general grammar full stop. It is obtained by making simple restriction that mean y cannot be empty string. That mean y cannot be an empty string. Y cannot be an empty string. Okay, y cannot be an empty string. Y cannot. Type 2 grammar context free grammar हो गया. context free grammar. context free grammar हो गया. type 2 grammar is known as context free grammar. context free grammar हो गया. context free grammar. context LR parser, the technique that can be used to parse a large class of context. Large class of context free grammar is called a LR parsing. The L is for left to right scanning of the input and R for constructing a rightmost navigation in reverse, and the K for the number of input symbol of lookhead that are used in making parsing decision full stop. When K is omitted, K is assuming to be 1. LR's parsing is attractive for a variety of reason. Attractive for a variety of reason हो गया. attractive for a variety of reason हो गया. attractive for a variety of attractive. Intermediate code generation. Intermediate code generation after syntax and semantic analysis. Some compiler generate in explicitly intermediate representation of the source program full stop. This intermediate representation should have two important property. It should be easy to produce and easy to translate into the target programs. Easy to translate into the target program हो गया. YACC yet another compiler assist in the next phase of the compiler. Assist in the next phase of the compiler. YACC yet another compiler assist in the next phase of the compiler full stop. It create a parser which will be output in a form suitable for insulation in the next phase full stop. YACC is available as a command utility on the Unix system and has been used to help implement hundred of compiler parser. Parser. A parser for a grammar G is a program that take in input a string W. Take in input in string W. There are two type of parser for context free grammar. There are two type of parser for context free grammar. Bottom up parsing, top down parsing. Bottom up parsing or top down parsing. Bottom up parsing and top down parsing. Bottom comparison between the finite state automation and deterministic finite state automation. Deterministic A finite state automation is a triple S sigmation T where S is a finite set of state, one of which is the initial state as initiated, and one or more of which are the final state. Summation is the alphabetical of source symbol. Is the alphabetical of source symbol. T is a finite set of the state transition defining transition out of each as small as belonging to capital S on encountering that symbol of the summation, encountering that phase of a compiler, phase of the compiler developed through cervical phase. Full stop. Each phase transform the source program from one representation to another. A typical compiler consists of three phases: lexical analysis, syntax analysis और semantic analysis. Semantic analysis हो गया semantic. Scheduling algorithm can be divided into two categories. How they deal with clock interrupt. These two categories are primitive scheduling. With primitive scheduling, a running process may be replaced by a high priority process at any time. High priority process at any time. Primitive scheduling. With primitive scheduling, a running process may be replaced. A running process may be replaced by a high priority process at any time. Full stop. This is complete by activating the scheduler whenever in event that change the state of the system is detected. Change the state of the system is detected since such event include a number of action in addition to the voluntary surrender of control by running process. Preemption necessity more frequent execution of the scheduler. Full stop. These primitive scheduling is more repulsive, but it put higher overhead since each process rescheduling until a complete process which doing primitive scheduling required have a clock interrupt occur at the end of the time interval to give control of the CPU back to the scheduler. Non-preemptive scheduling in batch. Non-preemption scheduling implies that once scheduled selected job run to be completion. Zone run to be completion हो गया. First come first serve. FCFS scheduling. Short job next scheduling. SJN और deadline scheduling. Deadline scheduling हो गया. Deadline scheduling. Short job next scheduling. Short job next scheduling. Short job next scheduling हो गया. Preemptive scheduling हो गया. Round robin scheduling. Preemptive scheduling हो गया. Round robin scheduling. Short remaining time next scheduling. Short remaining time next scheduling. In this scheduling, a job or in process is selected on the basis of the shortest remaining execution time. Shortest remaining execution time हो गया. Shortest remaining execution time. Priority based event driven. Preemptive scheduling हो गया. Priority based scheduling may be preemptive and non-preemptive. Deadlock. A deadlock is a situation where a group of the process are permanently blocked. A deadlock is a situation where a group of process are permanently blocked. Full stop. As a result of the each process having required a subset of the resource needed for it compilation and waiting for release of the remaining source held by other in the same group, thus making it impossible for any of the process to be mutual and exclusion. Mutual exclusion. Hold and wait. No preemption circular wait. No preemption.